Hey guys, Noah here with your daily devotion for today. I'm going to go out on a limb and say something that I think we've all been thinking for quite a few months. And that is that 2020 has not been the best year. I know back in 2019 there were a lot of jokes on the internet about how this was going to be like the Roaring '20s and we're going to go back to everyone being happy all the time and it's just going to be a great year for everyone all around. And as we can see, that did not quite happen. Instead, every month this year we have faced a new challenge between diseases and injustices in the world, between murder hornets and millions of cicadas coming back. It has just been an ongoing back-to-back struggle, and we all recognize it. And I know that we're all getting tired, and I know that this is the point where typically you see an imbalance start to occur. You see people struggling, and I've personally been here, to balance what they know to be true about Christ with what they see going on in the world. And so we say, God, I know you are a great provider and you can handle anything, but this virus is still around and it's really looking like it's not being dealt with. Or we can say, God, we know that you are compassionate, we know that you are caring and you love your people, but there is still injustice in the world and we don't feel like it's being dealt with. And so we start to struggle with, this is what we know to be true about God, but this is what we see going on. And it creates a little bit of doubt. And I want to encourage you this morning to know that, one, that doubt is normal and it happens. And you are not evil for having those doubts. And two, that when we have those doubts, when we can't rationalize what we know to be true about Christ with the things we see going on, the first thing we should do is run to Him with those doubts. I am reminded of the story from Mark chapter 9 about the man whose child has been possessed by an unclean spirit. And he goes to Jesus and he says, this is my child. They've been possessed by this unclean spirit from early in their life. They have convulsions. They fall into fires. They fall into the water. The spirit is trying to kill them. If you can help, please have compassion on us. And Jesus says, if you can help, all things are possible for the one who believes. And so the Father, still kneeling before Christ, says, I believe, help my unbelief. And then we know the story. Jesus heals this boy. He takes this unclean spirit out, and the spirit does not return to him. But what's incredible is that this man was struggling to balance what he'd heard, what he knew about this Jesus, with what he saw going on in his son. And so he says, I believe in what I've heard. You are a healer. You do great things. You perform miracles. I believe. Please help my unbelief. Help these parts of me that are not letting me believe to the fullest extent I can. Take those away. Fix that. Help me believe more. It's perfectly normal for us to look at the world and say, God, we know what you can do. We're struggling to see how you're going to do it. But God is the only one who can take those doubts and say, you don't need to know exactly how I'm going to do it. Trust that I can do it. Trust that I'll provide. Trust that I will love and care for my people. And then watch me work. So please just remember this morning that whatever you're struggling with, whatever doubts you're having about this year, or whatever worries you have about what the next 6 months hold, take them to God. Because if you truly believe that He's the provider and the compassionate, loving Father He is, then He can handle those problems and the doubts that you have. I love you, and I'm praying for you, and I can't wait to see you again in person.